Which is correct, as beautiful as her, or as beautiful as she? From what I have understood from reading about she, her, I understand that she is to be used as a subject, with or a be implied, and her or as an object, but I am confused about the usage with similes or comparisons. E.g., the moon is as beautiful as her, a she. Or are both correct but the subject and object interchanged?
It may not sound as natural, but indeed the correct asterisk version is: the moon is as beautiful as she. She is a predicate nominative which is indeed in the subjective case. If you expand the sentence, it becomes clear. The moon is as beautiful as she, or is. Alternately, if you said, she is as beautiful as the moon, it is clear. Note that, then, another comparative preposition essentially starts a new clause too. She is taller than I, or am. Asterisk side note on the word correct, in this context. On a philosophical level, some are questioning whether grammar is prescriptive or descriptive. There is a certain backlash against the usage of the word correct, amongst those who like to say there are no such things as rules, when it comes to grammar. Much like new math, there is a style of learning that says rules your English teacher taught you are meant to be broken. Grammar, they say, is strictly descriptive, and it is a poor writer who does not rise up in rebellion against them. I was intentional in its usage, but wish to clarify. Correct means adhering to the rules, and technically, this would only be possible when looking at a particular style guide or in the confines of an English class or, as in my case, having a mom who was an editor. Smiley face. Put another way, this is the answer my teacher would have given, and I make no apologies for it. It is perfectly common and understandable to hear, than her, but if you are speaking with your grandma, she'll probably correct you. It is one of those rules that for better or worse is out there. I'm not going to argue whether or not this rule exists, because it does. I'm also not going to argue that the rule is ironclad, because frankly, it isn't. The point of the word correct is that amongst grammar Nazis, this would be the correct rule. It has a certain linguistic sense to it as well, as explained above. But understand that just because I state it is correct, does not mean that the opposite isn't common. Okay, y'all.
Both are correct, as while the as her version is considered not strictly grammatical, English is not a strict language. In English, grammar is descriptive not prescriptive, so whatever is accepted as correct is correct. In common speech, it is much more usual to say as her or as me rather than as she or as I. Good grammar, but unusual in practice, and sounds odd to most ears. I am cleverer than she. She is cleverer than I. Strictest grammar, but sounds good to most ears. I am cleverer than she is. She is cleverer than I am. Loose grammar, but far more common even in written texts. I am cleverer than her. She is cleverer than me. Essentially, in spoken English, we don't like to end the sentence on the subject form of a pronoun, and if the sentence would end on one, we either substitute the object form, or rewrite the sentence so it doesn't end on the pronoun.
If you want to support the channel, make us feel liking and subscribing.